What is up, all my movie fans and fanatics out there? It's your boy, McWee's Movies, back at it again after a little hiatus after my Thunderbolts review because I've been busy with work and catching up on new releases. And today, and yes, I got a haircut today, so it braced me around hair on today for the first time in a long time. I will be talking about Final Destination, Bloodlines, and I've ranked all 6 movies because I watched all 5 of them before I watched Bloodlines. And how I rank this list, I rank the list based off of quality, more so quantity of kills over quality of kills. Because the whole point of the franchise is to escape death. So I have ranked them 1 through 6, 1 being my favorite one of the franchise, and 6 being my least favorite of the franchise, because I felt like I really enjoyed the Final Destination franchise. A lot of people didn't, from what I read from reviews. Rotten Tomato scores for the first 5 were like a 29 to 40%. And then Bloodlines came out of the gate swinging at 94, which it makes sense though, because obviously as time went on, CGI got a lot better and improved a lot, and it improved a lot before this year. And between Final Destination 5 and Bloodlines, it was a long time. It was like 20 plus years. So we're going to go from 6 to 1. I'm going to give my full rankings, a little explanation of why I put them there, and I will go into my full review of Final Destination Bloodline. I wanted to do one full video of my rankings list and talking about Bloodline, so it can just be all in one 20 or 30 minute video. So you guys can just watch it and get both instead of me posting 2 different videos today, because I have 2 reviews coming out today. I watched Bring It Back last night, so I'll be reviewing that right after I post this one. So you guys get 2 reviews today, and a rankings list in one video. That being said, my 6th movie of the franchise is Final Destination, the first one. I wasn't really intrigued about, I didn't really understand the plot of the movies until I got to like the 3rd one. I was like, okay, I understand. Save premonition, they stop death, they all die. Final Destination 1 was kind of like a bad introduction to that, because I watched them in chronological order, which was Final Destination 5, and then 1 through 4. So I watched 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Bloodlines. Because Bloodlines is before 5, but after 4, I'm pretty sure. And it connects at the beginning and the end of the franchise, if you look at a roadmap of Final Destination. So I just didn't like Final Destination 1. It felt like it was a slow, bad start to the franchise, because there wasn't really that many high-scale deaths, and the death quality wasn't that much. It wasn't, because the franchise, the deaths got more and more crazy as we went on with the franchise. So Final Destination 1 is number 6. Number 5 for me is the 4th one, which is the Final Destination. This one had a lot better kills, in my opinion. It just also felt like Final Destination 1. It kind of dragged a lot more than it should have in terms of the plot line. I didn't really care for it as much. I still considerably liked it, but it felt like there was a lot more to desire with the Final Destination than with the other, 3, 4 in the franchise before this one came out. So it just wasn't my style, and I just didn't really like what was happening. But I'm definitely excited to see if we're gonna get another Final Destination movie. I hope we're not gonna get one. I'm one of those people that it's like, I don't want it to be another one, because I feel like Bloodline was a good ending to that. But I will get into that with my review. Number 4 for me was Final Destination 5. I felt like Tony Todd's character was a big part of the franchise being in most of the franchise, including Final Destination Bloodlines, he was kind of like the god, the god of death in terms of the franchise, telling the surviving teenagers that you cannot escape death. Death will hunt you down. Death will find you, and you cannot escape it. And Final Destination 5, the deaths got more crazy. They got more extreme, and they got more shocking. There was a lot of moments when I cringed at the death scenes, and my jaw dropped to the floor, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It felt like Final Destination 5 had that aspect of it in terms of the deaths. Number 3 is the newest one in the installment, Final Destination Bloodlines, number 3 on my list. Obviously, coming off of watching the first 5 movies, I had high expectations for Final Destination Bloodlines, knowing that it had a 94 Rotten Tomatoes score out the gates. I had high intentions. I had high hopes. I watched it in Dolby, and what I can tell you is right now, that was the best experience I could have watched Final Destination in Dolby. Maybe IMAX would have been better, but this movie ticked up the deaths from Final Destination 4. Well, 5. Well, 4 was the last one I watched. It upscaled that. The lawnmower was crazy. The log scene was crazy. The sky tower was crazy. The deaths just got like more and more intense as we wound up in the movie, and it was definitely a fun watch for sure. If you guys haven't watched Bloodlines yet, go watch it. It's not Dolby anymore because Lilo and Stitch is and Mission Impossible out now, so it won't be in Dolby anymore. But definitely go check out Bloodlines. It is definitely a fun movie. I will go more in depth into that when I'm done with the rankings. Number 2 is Final Destination 2. I believe this is the airplane one. Could be wrong. I'm trying to remember some of the major premonitions in these movies because they changed throughout the franchise. So I don't know what the premonition was for Final Destination 2. Let me just do a little Google search. Try to see here. Oh, it was the law one. Yeah. So, entering Final Destination 2, I kind of knew what the millennial trauma was with the log trucks. But, oh my god, when that log scene happened, I was disturbed. Highly disturbed. And the movie just devolves into madness after the log scene because they're trying to figure out how to stop it from happening. They're trying to stay together because they learned that, it happened to other people. If we just stop death from taking over, then we all live. But it didn't seem like that, and it felt like this was a great addition to the Final Destination franchise. These are all official rankings, by the way. I did not just throw this together last minute. I sat here and thought about it after I finished watching all of them. And my favorite one out of the entire franchise is Final Destination 3, number 1. Tony Todd's character as the devil on the roller coaster outside before the premonition happens is another scary thing to do, and the transitions in this movie were insane. We started with the premonition of the roller coaster, it crashes, everyone dies in gruesome ways, but then we go on this crazy aspect that it seems like they knew what they were doing with this movie, because they took some death scenes and actually used them. There's a scene in this movie where 2 best friends are in a tanning salon. They die in there, but the tanning beds turn into coffins, which was the sickest transition in a dark and funny way I've ever seen. I loved that so much. I loved it, and I cannot wait to see how you guys react to this rankings list before I go into the video. So, 6-1. 6, Final Destination 1. 5, The Final Destination. 4, Final Destination 5. 3, Final Destination Bloodlines. 2, Final Destination 2. And 1, Final Destination 3. My favorite movie of the franchise. Now let's talk about Final Destination Bloodlines. Do you believe in luck? Do you believe in lucky pennies? Well, you should not believe it anymore because lucky pennies get you killed in the Final Destination franchise. We follow the granddaughter of a past premonition survivor who saved 100 lives on a Skyline restaurant and then had decades to kill all of them. The granddaughter finds this out, has dreams about her grandmother, goes to talk to her, and realizes that her family is now at risk because it was passed down to her family because she is the surviving member of her bloodline. And the reason it's Final Destination Bloodlines is because the people that survived the premonition had families. So over a decade, it killed everybody involved, including their own family, because they grew up to have families and stuff after that incident. So we follow the granddaughter and her cousins that they figure out what's happening, and it does the same thing. They die. In very graphic ways. I would say this is one of the more gruesomest Final Destination movies out of all 6 of them. There were a lot of scenes and a lot of deaths that I was blown away from and disgusted by. One of them was the MRI scene. If you guys don't know what an MRI machine is, it scans your brain. It scans out the ligaments, and you're not supposed to have metal devices near it. Wheelchairs, phones, piercings, whatever it is. I'm not going to go into detail, because if you know what happened to him, but that was graphic. I love this movie. The character work was great. The development of them was amazing. The aftershock of the deaths and the behind the scenes I've seen of some of these deaths are insane. Now, obviously, Bloodlines will give Gen Z trauma of what's to come in life. Lawnmowers, MRI machines, log trucks, trains, and whatever else you can think of, because obviously millennials had their trauma with log trucks and roller coasters and stuff like that, but now Gen Z has things to worry about and be concerned with. So it sounds like this movie definitely did its job. I walked in with high expectations. I walked out and I was like, wow. Tony Todd does appear in this movie. It is the last appearance he does in the franchise because he ended up passing away late last year in November before this movie came out this year. So this is Tony Todd's last appearance in any movie. Just like Louis Riddick in The Ballerina, that is his last appearance in John Wick because he ended up passing away before John Wick 4 came out last year. So this year is going to be his last appearance also in the movies as well. But Tony Todd, we figured out that he's been in this franchise since the beginning. We got his backstory of why death followed him and why he has survived death for so long. He was the little kid in the premonition in the beginning of the movie. And we figured that out, and I was like, holy crap, that's fucking crazy. They go to him and say, look, death is coming for us. How do we stop it? You know how to stop it. You've been through this before. You've had people come to you. How do you stop it? And Tony Todd's like, you can't stop it. I can't tell you how to stop it. You have to skip death to make it stop. You have to kill somebody. You have to take a life to gain a life. And that's true. Because in the whole franchise, you save someone from dying, you don't die. You skip the person that you saved. And they're like, well, here we fucking go again. So it seems like a lot of it stems from trauma. And the soundtrack's amazing. The sound quality in Dolby was amazing. The visual effects were crazy. The behind the scenes is even more nuts. If you guys love behind the scenes of horror movies, please go on Instagram or YouTube or something and look up Final Destination Bloodlines BTS behind the scenes. It is the most crazy thing ever because they talk about how they do some of the deaths in the movie. Because obviously you can't actually kill people in that movie. Definitely was a fantastic franchise, for sure. Now there's speculations we're getting a 7th movie. I highly doubt we're getting another movie. I feel like we've hit the point that we're kind of getting like the Fast and Furious type of vibe, or the MCU type of vibe. Is that like we're getting too many movies that at some point it's going to get boring. And don't be wrong, I loved all six of them. I would rewatch them all over again. I would own all of them over there. There. I would own them in my collection over there if I could. I so would. I would rewatch them all the time. I loved it. I loved all of them. Definitely had a fun time watching all of them. But it seems like this is the last movie. You know, we got the bloodlines part made total sense. The plot made total sense. The kills were heightened, and I don't think we can get any more gruesome than that, unless we just go the route of just the Thing type of kills that are way too gruesome for on-screen deaths, that is off-screen camera deaths, or we just see their tombstone, or some here's their obituary because they died, because the death was too graphic for it. The new one is rated R. I'm pretty sure the other ones are PG-13, but the new one's rated R because of the gruesomeness of the violent deaths that they have in this movie. I would give Final Destination Bloodlines an 8 out of 10, which is a 4 or 5 stars, 4 out of 5 stars, or 3 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. Everything about this movie was fun to watch. I loved, if you watch any movie like that, you need to watch it in Dolby Cinema, and I loved it so much. I hope this is the last one. We don't get any more. But if there is another one, I will be going to a theater to watch it in Dolby, in 40X, or 70mm IMAX, whatever. I will be watching the biggest screen possible because I had a blast with Final Destination Bloodlines. I had a blast with it. I had a fantastic time with it. Hope you guys do enjoy this review. Make sure you guys comment down below, how did you think about Final Destination Bloodlines? What would you rate it out of 10, and what would you rate it out of 5 stars on Letterboxd? Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that notification button so you get notified when my beautiful face pops up in your feed. And I also want to thank you guys so much for 10 subscribers. I've hit 10 subscribers. I started this channel middle of last year, not knowing what I wanted to do with it. Posting reviews, posting ranking videos, posting haul videos. Now that I've hit 10 subscribers, I want to thank you guys so much for the love and the support you guys give me. Continue to check out the videos. I have multiple playlists building right now. This one will go on my horror playlist, which has Sinners, Locked, a whole bunch of ones. Last Breath, they're all in there. Until Dawn, they're all in that playlist, so go to there. So as you guys know, my next review on Slate will be Bring Her Back, then Ballerina, and maybe Lilo & Stitch if I find time to go to a theater and watch it. But I'm going to be watching Ballerina at probably 40X, so prepare for an extensive review of that movie because it will be my first time in 40X. Now, as we're getting closer to the middle of the year, I will be a lot more busier at work into June and July. So, bear with me. But I do plan to review all of the movies in June and July, and even catch up on streaming movies as well. There's a lot of movies on Prime, Netflix I haven't watched yet. June is my catch-up time for that, because there's not many big movies coming out. But I will be trying to watch all the movies in July. There are 4 big releases in July. Jurassic World, Superman, and a couple other ones. June has a couple big releases as well. But I will make sure you guys get the videos out. I might have to watch them and pre-make videos and then upload them when I have time and just mass upload. Because I literally just sit down talking to this little microphone with the camera, blabbing my face off, and then throw it up YouTube and see what happens. I do plan on going over my top 20 movies of the year's list so far, July, August-ish, when we hit middle of the year. So you guys know where I stand this year. I've watched about 41 movies this year. I'm pushing to hit 50 by July. It's a big step I have to do, but I think I can do it. But yeah, so July, August-ish, I'll be going over my top 20 movies of the year so far. And I will be getting my list compiled for next year of my top 20 movies of 2026. And getting that video all put together because I got a lot of videos to get together. My worst movies of the year list, my top 20 movies list of the year, my honorable mentions list of the year, and whatever videos I have at the end of the year. So stay tuned, guys. I have a lot planned for this channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, subscribe, share the videos with all your friends and family, and thank you guys once again for 10 subscribers. I have a lot of things planned. I bought a notebook today at the store. I'm gonna write down ideas to it. I'm gonna brainstorm ideas like a motherfucker. So you guys have content. Make sure you guys love what you love, watch what you love. Continue to watch movies in theaters so you guys, theaters won't be a thing anymore. And I will see you guys when I see you guys. Bye, everybody.